Alright friends, welcome back to questions and answers of 50th week. The first one is, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe stated that he will visit Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor is the naval base in United States of America, and most of you are aware about Hiroshima and Nagasaki. These are situated in Japan, and Hiroshima is the place where United States of America dropped atom bomb in 1945. Ultimately, that was almost led to the end of Second World War, and United States of America was dragged into the Second World War because Pearl Harbor was attacked by Japanese forces in the year 1941. Pearl Harbor was attacked by Japanese forces. Pearl Harbor is in USA, and subsequent to the attack on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese forces, United States of America was dragged into Second World War, and Second World War came to an end subsequent to the dropping of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in the year 1945. This is all about the history. And look into the next one. Recently, Great Barrier Reef is into the news. Why it is into the news? Because of coral bleaching. What is the main reason for coral bleaching? Or you can say, what is meant by coral bleaching? The algae, the name of the algae is zooxanthellae. Because of that algae, these corals looks beautiful, but when the conditions are not favorable, this algae cannot live, and zooxanthellae algae died because of the temperature rise in the oceans, or you can say warm waters is one of the reasons for dying of this algae, right? So if someone talks about the Great Barrier Reef, recently a lot of damage was observed, which is known as coral bleaching, and this Great Barrier Reef is near Australia. Please don't forget. Then who among the following has been appointed as the new Chief of Directorate General of Civil Aviation? The name is B.S. Buller. That is one aspect. More than that, what is the purpose of DGCA? DGCA is the aviation sector regulator. That is one part. Basically, it is responsible for implementing, controlling and supervising airworthiness standards and safety standards. So, the airline regulator or aviation sector regulator in our country is a DGCA, or Directorate General of Civil Aviation. Look into the next one. 2016 Indra Navy Naval Exercises were held between India and Russia near Visakhapatnam, and Indra exercises between India and Russia, and this year they are held near Visakhapatnam coast. This is one part. And Konkan exercises are between India and UK, hand in hand between India and China, then Mitra Shakti between India and Sri Lanka, Sampriti between India and Bangladesh, Surya Kiran between India and Nepal, Malabar exercises between India, USA and Japan. So these things should be in your mind. On which day we celebrate World Soil Day? Here 2-3 points I would like to tell you. We celebrate World Soil Day on 5th December. Basically, to connect the people with the soils. And 2016 theme is Soils and Pulses, a symbiosis for life. If you are looking at pulses, 2-3 things should come to your mind. The plantation of pulses leads to nitrogen fixation, and I would like to tell you, the plants, these pulses plants, are known as leguminous plants. Leguminous plants basically have got a unique trait which is known as nitrogen fixation. What is the meaning of nitrogen fixation? The meaning of nitrogen fixation is they convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia, and the nodules of these leguminous plants, the nodules of these leguminous plants convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia. Why ammonia is required? Ammonia is subsequently synthesized into amino acids. Why amino acids are required? Amino acids are required because of the reason amino acids are building blocks of proteins, right? So this is all about leguminous plants which are basically assisting in nitrogen fixation by naturally converting this nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen, into ammonia, amino acids, that is proteins. Right. So this is all about this soil day as well as soils and pulses, a symbiosis for life. Cristiano Ronaldo, he belongs to Portugal and he won this topmost award for the 4th time. The name of the award is FIFA Ballon d'Or Award and he belongs to Portugal, and it is given to the male football player who has performed the best in the previous calendar year, and this is for the 4th time that Cristiano Ronaldo got this award. And Armed Forces Flag Day, this is celebrated every year on 7th December. What is the purpose of this? The purpose is to honor the sacrifices of brave soldiers, airmen and sailors for the safety of motherland. Right. So if someone talks about Armed Forces Flag Day, this is celebrated on 7th December. Then if you look at Al-Azhar University, Al-Azhar University is in Egypt. Please look into this. This is Egypt. And in Al-Azhar University of Egypt, this Center of Excellence in Information Technology is being established by Government of India. Right. We are known worldwide for our software development. So this Center of Excellence in Information Technology is coming up in Egypt, Al-Azhar University. Then India International Science Festival for 2016 was held in New Delhi, and the theme is Science for the Masses, and basically to inculcate scientific temper among the masses. And the brains behind it, or you can say the organizations behind this, are Department of Science and Technology in Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Earth Sciences and Vignan Bharati. So these are associated with India International Science Festival. Antonio Guterres, we discussed several times about it. Antonio Guterres became the 9th Secretary General of United Nations. He was the former Prime Minister of Portugal, and he headed the global organization, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, and he is going to be the 9th Secretary General of United Nations from 1st January 2017. The tenure of the post is 5 years and it is limited to maximum of 2 terms, and the first Secretary General was Trygve Lie, please don't forget, and Ban Ki-moon of South Korea was elected as 8th Secretary General in 2007 and he worked for 10 years. And now Portugal former Prime Minister is going to be the 9th Secretary General, right? And name the country which ranked top in global education rankings by PISA. You may ask, what is meant by PISA? PISA is Program for International Student Assessment. This is piloted by Paris-based OECD. When you are looking at Paris-based OECD, 2-3 things are very important. They are piloting this base erosion and profit shifting so as to reduce the tax avoidance by the multinational companies, then automatic exchange of information, then this one PISA. PISA is Program for International Student Assessment, and these rankings are based on international tests conducted on 15-year-old students in mathematics, reading and science, and these are conducted once in 3 years. And some of the Asian countries have gone to the top position. If you look at the reading, the top 3 slots: Singapore, Chinese Hong Kong, Canada. So Singapore topped in reading. And if you look at mathematics, the first one is Singapore, second one is Chinese Hong Kong, Chinese Macau. You may have a doubt why it is written as Chinese Hong Kong, Chinese Macau, because this Hong Kong as well as Macau, these are special administrative regions of China. They got some specific powers, but they are under the Chinese sovereignty. That is different story, but they are known as special administrative regions, or SAR. And Singapore managed to achieve excellence, and the differences between children from wealthy backgrounds, disadvantaged families is not much. This is the beauty of Singapore education. The educational standards between wealthy people and disadvantaged people is not much. If you take a country like India, the quality of standards in educational institutions of wealthy people as well as disadvantaged sections of society is huge. But Singapore has taken many steps to maintain the least difference between wealthy and disadvantaged sections. Singapore became independent in 1965 and it invested heavily in quality education, and all the teachers are to be trained at National Institute of Education. That is one important aspect, and the teaching staff are recruited from the top 5% of graduates, and they are well paid. That is the beauty of Singapore education, right? Jagdish Singh Kehar, that is JS Kehar, is going to be the 44th Chief Justice of our country. And don't forget, Donald Trump is going to be 45th President of USA, and J.S. Kehar is going to be 44th Chief Justice of our country, and he will have 7 months tenure, and Chief Justice retires after attaining the age of 65 years. All of you are well aware, and he led the Constitution Bench, which struck down National Judicial Appointments Commission Act. And at the same time, please don't forget, he became Judge of Supreme Court in September 2011 and he will retire in August 2017. Konkan 16 are the joint maritime exercises between India and UK. Just now I have told you, and these are being held in the West Coast at Mumbai as well as Goa, and these are the naval exercises between Indian Navy and Royal Navy. Royal Navy is nothing but British Navy, and please don't forget, Konkan is the region of West Coast of India, and India will train Sukhoi 30 fighter pilots from Vietnam. Here 2-3 points I would like to tell you. Sukhoi 30 are Russian made fighter jets, this is one part, and we are also using this Sukhoi 30 fighter jets, and we are going to train the fighter pilots from Vietnam. And e-commerce giant Amazon recently launched global startup program Launchpad, and this tied up with the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and Amazon already partnered with NOSCOM's 10,000 startups and Indian Angel Network along with the Niti Aayog. Right? So if someone talks about the Launchpad, this is the initiative of Amazon, please don't forget. Then if you look at news with regard to foreign direct investment, here I would like to tell you a few points. Foreign direct investments is the investment which is coming from foreign countries. It is invested in our country. It is not just like FPI. FDI is stable and it is not volatile, and it is invested in our country. It creates jobs and it leads to the growth of GDP, and there are some negative aspects. I am not going into those aspects. And if you look at FDI flows during the past 15 years, since around 2000, total $300 billion of FDI has flown into our country. Out of $300 billion, a small Indian Ocean country, Mauritius, accounted for around $100 billion. The reason is loopholes in double taxation avoidance agreement. They are neither paying tax here nor paying tax there. That is one reason. Second reason is it is suspected a route for round tripping. Our money is going there and coming back to our country. So that is the reason why government recently modified double taxation avoidance agreement with the Mauritius as well as Cyprus, and India is in the process of modifying double taxation avoidance agreements with some other countries also. And if you look at the last year, we discussed so far for the past 15 years. For the past 15 years, if you see in totality, Mauritius number 1, number 2 is Singapore. And if you look at last year, maximum FDI came from Singapore and maximum FPI came from America. So these things don't forget. So if someone is talking about round tripping, it is nothing but our black money going to other countries and coming back to our country. This is known as round tripping. And other point is participatory notes are suspected to be conduits for black money. That's why recently Securities and Exchange Board of India tightened the regulations with regard to participatory notes. These things, when you are looking at economy, please don't forget. And foreign portfolio investment, I have given with illustration the investment which is directly coming into the stock markets. Highly volatile investment, that is foreign portfolio investment. And foreign direct investment is investment in our country, just like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Nestle, Toyota. India and Indonesia signed 3 agreements to enhance strategic partnership. Recently, Joko Widodo visited India and 3 agreements were signed. Agreements or MOUs were signed on youth and sports cooperation, on standardization cooperation. At the same time, joint communique was also issued to combat illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing. This is very much essential because controlling illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing is very much essential to promote sustainable fisheries. Next one, if you look into it, 7th World Ayurveda Congress was held in Kolkata and the theme is strengthening the Ayurvedic ecosystem. And we have separate ministry for Ayush, full form of Ayush. It is very much essential for you to know about full form of Ayush. That is one part. And the Minister for Ayush is Shripad Yasho. Then we celebrate 4th December as Navy Day. What is the significance? The significance is, all of you are familiar with the 1971 liberation of Bangladesh. Bangladesh was liberated from present-day Pakistan in 1971, and with India's support, Bangladesh got liberated, and the liberation day, that is December 16, is celebrated as Vijay Diwas. Please don't forget. And on December 4th of 1971, India launched Operation Trident on Karachi Harbour. During India-Pak War, India launched Operation Trident on Karachi Harbour. So to commemorate that, we celebrate December 4th as Navy Day. So if someone talks about Operation Trident, please don't forget December 4th, Vijay Diwas, December 16, liberation of Bangladesh. Recently, we celebrated 45th Vijay Diwas, that is 45 years completed with the liberation of Bangladesh from the present-day Pakistan. 2016 World Chess Championship was won by Magnus Carlsen. Don't forget, he is #1 ranked player in the world and he belongs to Norway. These things don't forget. And he became Grandmaster at the age of 13 years. And another important feat is, he became world's #1 at the youngest age of 19 years and 32 days. Asia's first cycle highway is inaugurated in Uttar Pradesh between Etawah and Agra. Please don't forget, Agra-Lucknow 300 kilometers expressway, around 300 kilometers expressway. longest expressway in India, and now Asia's longest cycleway was inaugurated, and this is 207 kilometers between Etawah and Agra. Look into the next one. Union Cabinet approved central assistance of rupees 2000 crore for 36,384 displaced families from Pak-occupied Kashmir region and Chamb. Here, rupees 5 lakh cash benefit for family will be dispersed. And look into the next one. 2016 Women's T20 Asia Cup Cricket Tournament was won by India, and this is India's sixth Asia Cup crown. If you look at women's cricket is concerned, final was held at Bangkok, Thailand, and India defeated Pakistan by 17 runs. Look at the next news item. International Day of Persons with Disabilities was observed on 3rd December. Recently, government brought Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, don't forget. The provisions in 1995 Act are not sufficient. So, government recently brought Persons with Disabilities Act so as to give the required amenities for the challenged persons. Right? So, 2016 theme is achieving 17 goals for the future we want. Look at the last one. National Pollution Control Day is observed on 2nd December. What is the significance of 2nd December? One should not forget 2nd December 1984. In Bhopal, from Union Carbide factory. Union Carbide is a multinational company. From Union Carbide factory in the heart of Bhopal, this methyl isocyanate was released, and thousands of persons lost their lives, and thousands of persons became physically and mentally challenged subsequently. So, to commemorate that, we celebrate 2nd December as National Pollution Control Day every year. Right, friends, with this, let us conclude questions and answers. Have a nice day. Thank you.